Welcome to this Vinyasa class where we're going to work a little bit more on the mobility of the spine. You can start on your back, so start to roll yourself down in a lying position. If the back feels a little uncomfortable, then please bend your knees. But if you are fine, you can just stretch them out and close your eyes when they're not closed yet. And have a moment to really tune into your body. Starting with the soles of your feet that carry you all the time. And how do they feel? Your toes, the tops of your feet. And then feel where the back of your legs are touching the mat and where not. Feel the tops of your legs. And everything in between. How does it feel there? Fatigue, a little sore, or maybe relaxed and calm. And then allow your awareness to rise up towards your belly. And feel the rise and fall of the belly, responding to your breath. Feel the lower back and if it is touching the mat or not. And the area around your navel, the middle of the back. And feel your chest, the shoulders, and everything inside your torso. And even though that might be difficult, just feel and make it honest. How does it feel there? Can you feel or visualize, imagine your heart, your lungs, the digestive system, and just notice with kindness how it is there. How does it feel? Does it feel tight or cold or warm or spacious? Then feel your arms and how they are being carried by the floor. Your hands, the backs of your hands and the palms of your hands, your fingers. And everything inside of that. Any tingling sensations, or maybe it is nothing that you feel, but just do your best, just notice. And let your awareness travel up towards your neck, your throat, and the back of your neck. And feel the back of your head touching the mat, being carried and relaxed. The top of your head. And feel your face. The spot in between your eyebrows. And relax it a little bit more. Your mouth. Relax your jaws. Let your tongue rest in the roof of the jaw. And then let your awareness go to the center of your brain. Maybe imagining a little drop of light there. How is it there? How does it feel? Chaotic, or do you feel a sense of ease in the center of your brain? And without judging whatever it is you feel, you just notice, and it's okay. Then feel the breath, how soft and relaxed it is. And maybe you can relax it even more than this. Make it more soft. Feel the breath through your nose. And the breath is so soft that the hairs in your nose are not even moving. And then feel your body as a whole, from the toes until the crown of the head, from the fingertips until the shoulders, and everything inside of that. And then stretch out your arms overhead, open your eyes, bringing your legs a little closer together, and on the in-breath, engaging all the muscles of the body. Stretch it all out, from top to head. And on the exhale, release. Now relax your arms to the side, and then pulling your knees towards your belly. And let your lower back just sink into the floor. It's not moving away from the mat. And take a deep breath in. And on the exhale, we're going to release the legs to the right. The shoulders stay anchored on the floor. As soon as one shoulder moves away from the floor, you're going to lift up your knees again towards your belly, and then slowly swinging them to the other side. And there again, the shoulders stay on the mat, so see how far you can take your legs to the other sides. And slowly lift them up, and just continue with this movement. We are working the lower back, increasing the mobility of the lower back with this asana, this exercise. And the longer you do it, maybe you feel that the lower back is becoming more flexible, that you can lower the legs a little bit more towards the floor. And every time you pull up your knees, you engage your abdomen. And on the exhale, you release them to the other side. And it doesn't matter whether you're inhaling or exhaling, just work at your own pace. And now when your legs are relaxed towards the right side of you, then let your legs go. Let them be carried by the floor. Release. And then swing the left arm all the way on top of the right. So now we're going to continue with the upper back. So you're coming onto the side body. And on the inhalation, you're going to lift up the left arm to the sky and then behind you. So now we are isolating the lower back and we are working the upper back. So you bring the arm back on top of the right and you lift it up and relax it all the way behind you as far as it is willing to go. And again, you just continue on your own pace, very mindfully, feeling where you can go a little bit further and where there's no space at all. And your head can follow if you like that, but you can also isolate the head, the neck. And when you are at home, you can pause the video and do this longer. So you can do it as long as it feels okay and as long as you need it. But we're gonna leave it like this. So you relax your left arm now to the side. When the left arm is going into the direction of the floor, you just release it there. And then you're gonna pull up your knees. First you pull them a little bit up towards the belly and then lower the back on the floor and move your legs to the other side where we can work the other sides. And here we're going to circle the right arm on top of the left. And on the inhalation, you can swing that right arm up. And on the exhale, release. And again, it doesn't matter at which pace you are working, as long as you do it mindfully. So maybe you exhale when you lift up the arm, that's totally fine. Don't make it too complicated. And it also helps to really visualize the spine and imagine the upper spine, the thoracic spine you are working on right now. It can be really stiff, especially when you sit a lot behind your computer. The tissues dry out around the spine, and this is a very nice way to create some space in the spine. Okay, again, you can do this as long as you want at home, but we're gonna end this exercise. You're gonna relax the left arm on the mat and then use your abdomen to pull in your knees a little bit and then roll the lower back on the mat and your arms alongside your body, crossing your ankles. And on the inhalation, rock yourself up to seated or maybe using the side body. Then come on your hands and your knees. And creating this stable foundation again, stacking your joints on top of each other, the shoulders above the wrists and the hips above the knees. And feel how the spine is doing now. Maybe you need to fill up that space in between the shoulder blades, that you're not hanging into your spine, and start to engage the abdomen a little bit more. And now you're going to look over the right shoulder towards the right hip and stay there for a moment. So we can create a nice side bend of the spine. And as you are staying here a little bit longer, maybe you notice that the tissues start to soften there, and you can make this side bend a little bit more intense. Okay, we're gonna come back to neutral and then look over the left shoulder towards the left hip for this side bend here. And again, visualize the spine and how it is compressing on the left side and it's opening on the right side. And coming back to neutral. Tops of the feet are touching the mat. Lower the sitting bones down towards the heels. And maybe the forehead can touch the mat, and if not, you can use your block to support your forehead. On the next inhalation, we're going to lift up the arms away from the mat, just a little bit, and on the exhale, release. Inhale up again. Exhale down. In up. Exhale to release. And up again on the inhalation. Exhale down. And one more time up. And exhale down. Inhale, lift up your head and look at the front edge of the mat. And then slowly start to hover your chest over the mat forward on the inhalation. So you wait for the inhalation and then slowly moving your chest forward. Lowering the belly and the chest down on the mat and roll your shoulders towards your spine and lift up your chest. Take a deep breath in. And on the exhalation, you're going to let go just a little bit and then pull your chin into the chest, tuck under your toes, and then start to press into the shoulder girdle. And from there, lifting up to downward dog. So we're pressing into the shoulders, the upper back, middle back, lower back, sitting bones. From sitting bones towards the heels into this first downward dog of this practice. And check into the breath, check into the body. And on the exhalation, look at your hands and then step your feet in between your hands. Inhale, lift halfway up. And now you're going to stay here. A slight bend of the knees, hands underneath your chest, and feel if the spine is as parallel to the floor as it can be. Breathe in. Exhale, extend your arms to the sides. If the lower back is still fine, you're going to swing your arms forward. And if the lower back is kind of uncomfortable, then press your hands back under your chest again. Breathe in. Exhale, bending forward. Swing your arms behind you and open up your palms to the sky. Release. When you start to inhale, lower your sitting bones down like you're taking an invisible seat and swing your arms back forwards. Exhale, extend your legs and circle your arms behind you, palms up to the sky. Inhale, take this invisible seat again and circling the arms back forward. Exhale, one more time, bending forward, swing your arms behind you. Inhale, stay here. Exhale, bend your legs, palms of your hands flat on the mat, and now step it back into plank. And for a moment, staying in your plank position, pressing your heels away, engaging the quads, lifting up your knees, and check into your arms and if the joints are stacked on top of each other. There. Now lift up the left arm and touch the right shoulder. And release. Right hand, left shoulder. And you're going to continue again on your own pace. Crossing your arms. And for your back, it is really important that the muscles around the back are strong. So if you're having any back issues, it can be important to work the muscles around your back and your core. And this is a very good exercise to work those muscles there. Okay, then you release. Lower your knees down, come into child pose, sitting bones towards your heels. And you wait for the inhalation, and when it is there, lift up your head, look forward, and slowly slide your chest over the mat forward into Cobra. Roll the shoulder blades behind you and down. Exhale, chin to the chest, and start to press through your fingers into the shoulders, upper back, middle back, lower back, downward dog. And feel the breath through your nose, in and out. Now look at your hands, step your left foot in between your hands and lower the right knee down. Inhale, rise, swinging your arms sideways and up. Exhale, put your hands behind your head and open up your shoulders a little bit more. Breathe in. Exhale, pull in the navel and start to hinge forward, keeping the spine straight. Inhale, rise. Exhale, lower down. Keep those shoulders open. Inhale, rise. Exhale again, slowly hinging forward. Lower the right hand down on the mat, press the palm firmly into the mat and start to open up the left shoulder. Left hand is still behind your head. And maybe you can look up or to the sides. Press into your fingers so you're not hanging into your wrist. And on the in-breath, lift up the right knee away from the floor. Breathing in. And now extend the left arm in line with the right, closing your fingers. Feel the length of your neck. Breathing. Exhale, lower the hand down. Come back into your plank. Remember to make this plank strong. Now shift your weight a little bit, just a few inches forward, and then with control, start to lower your body down. If the back is uncomfortable, you first lower your knees down. On the in-breath, you take a cobra or an upward dog. Exhale, chin to the chest, press up into downward dog. Then look at your hands and step the right foot in between your hands, lower the left knee down. Inhale, rise, swing the arms sideways up. Exhale, hands behind your heads. Inhale, lengthen the spine, the neck. Exhale, pull in the abdomen, slowly starting to hinge forward again. Remember to keep the spine straight. And on the in-breath, you come back up. Exhale, slowly hinging forward. Inhale, rise. Exhale, down. Inhale, up. Exhale, down. And lower the left hand down and twist to the right. Right hand stays behind you and feel how far you can open up the shoulder. Taking the gaze up, or if the neck is uncomfortable, you can just look down. On the inhalation, lift up the left knee away from the floor, make that leg strong, and extend that right arm up in line with the left. Soften your shoulders a little bit more towards your hips. You don't have to pull them up towards the ears. We all tend to do that. Breathe in. Exhale, lower the right hand down, stepping back into plank. And we're going to lower the plank down halfway or all the way down. In, roll over your toes, press the tops of your feet into the floor. Exhale, chin to the chest and start to roll the spine back up into neutral, into downward dog. If the back does not feel that well, you can experiment with bending your knees. Pressing your thumbs, your index fingers and middle fingers firmly into your mats. And feel what works for you. Feel this body. Feel what it needs. Maybe you need to roll the shoulders away from the ears, or maybe to make the stand of your feet a little wider or closer together. And same for your hands. You do not have to follow my instructions. You have to feel. Feel what works for you. Take a deep breath in. And a long exhale. And look at your hands. And then you step in between your hands. In, lift your chest halfway up. And on the exhale, we're going to fold forward. And you're going to hug your legs. So grab your calves, or maybe you can grab your wrists or your elbows and let your head just hang for a moment. And maybe you need to bend your knees a little bit more so you can feel the belly touching your thighs. And from there, maybe you can extend your legs a little bit more, but keep that contact of the belly with the thighs. Now relax your arms. Then press the tops of your fingers into the mat, and on inhalation, lift halfway up. And if therefore you need to take your hands away from the floor and underneath your knees or above the knees, then of course that's what you do. Feel the inhalation. And the exhale. And on the in-breath, slowly rise via the crown of your head, sweeping the arms all the way up. Exhale, full forward fold. In, lift your chest halfway up. Exhale, only stepping the right foot behind you. And we're gonna shift our weight forward in a moment, and we're gonna touch with the right knee the back of the left calf muscles. So take a breath in, and on the exhale, see if you can touch that right lower leg, or just going into that direction, and step it back. 2 more times. Touch your leg if possible, step it back. And 1 more time. And step it back. You can continue with this, or you're going to press your hands underneath your chest, and we're going to do it again. We're going to work the glutes here and the back of the left leg. Take a deep breath in. Step the right knee forward. See if you can touch the lower leg. And step it back on the exhale. When you start to inhale again, right knee towards the left lower leg. Step it back. And 1 more time when you are ready. And step it back. Press your hands into the floor. Inhale, swing the left leg up behind you. And bend your leg. Keep your shoulders square. Just opening up the left hip. Breathing in. Exhale. Now pull in the knee into the belly. Into the chest. And lower the knee down in between your hands. And walk the right leg a little more back. And lower it down. Inhale, come on the tips of the fingers and feel the muscles in your back. You can stay here, or you can interlace your fingers behind you. And extend your arms, move your arms away from the back, lift up your chest, and breathe in. Exhale, release. Hands back on the mat, step it back into downward dog. Now we're going to round the spine, chin to the chest, navel to the spine. Inhale, and slowly start to hover forward, shifting your weight forward towards your hands. And then lower the hips down. And on the in breath, you roll the chest back open. Exhale, chin to the chest, reversing the movement, pressing into the shoulders, to the sitting bones, downward dog. Now look at your hands, step your right foot in between your hands and lower the left knee down. Inhale to rise. Exhale, hands in front of your chest. Inhale, lengthen the spine. And exhale, lower the hands down. Inhale, lift up the left knee. We're going to work the glutes now on the left side. We're going to touch the right lower leg with the left knee, if available for you. Wait for the inhalation. When it is there, move your left knee forward. Maybe you can touch the leg or just go in that direction and step it back. And again, On the in-breath, lift up the knee, move it forward, exhale back. And one more time. And step it back. You can do this again, or if you want to make it a little more intense, press your hands underneath your chest. Breathe in. And move your left knee, forward, touching the right leg if possible, and step it back. On the inhalation, 2 more times, moving the knee forwards in the direction of the right lower leg, step it back. One more time. And step it back, press your hands alongside the front foot. As you inhale, swing the right leg up in the sky, open up the hip, keeping the shoulders in line, and breathe in. Exhale, knee to the belly, knee to the chest, knee in between your hands and lower it down. Yes, that's it. And walk the left leg back. Inhale, come on the tips of the fingers, working the back muscles. Stay here or interlace your fingers behind you. Inhale, move your arms away from the spine. Feel the opening of the chest. And breathe in. And out. And in. Out. Release the grip. Press your hands firmly into the mat again. Tucking under the toes of the left foot. And come back to downward dog. Chin to the chest, navel to the spine. We're going to round the spine. And on the in-breath, slowly starting to shift forwards. When you feel the exhalation, lower your hips down. Inhale, roll the chest open. Exhale, chin to the chest. Pressing slowly back up into downward dog. Take your time, one vertebrae at a time. Now look at your hands and step your left foot in between your hands, lower the right knee down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands in front of your heart. Lower the hands down alongside the front foot and now start to press your hips back. You want to feel a stretch in the back of your left leg. So maybe you need to swing a little bit to the right or maybe hang a little bit to the left, wherever you feel it the best, or maybe lowering the hips more down. And shift your weight back to center, press it up into downward dog again, so we can do the other side. Step the right foot in between your hands and lower the left knee down. And start to shift your hips back, finding the stretch at the back of this right leg. And just feel, again, if you need to move a little bit to the left or the right, wherever you feel the most stimulation. And come back to center, hands firmly into the mat, step it back into downward dog. And one more time, this rolling cobra, chin to the chest, navel to the spine, feel the inhalation, and when it is there, you slowly start to round your spine, shift your weight forward, fingers are spread super wide. On the exhale, lower the hips down, in, roll the chest open. Exhale, chin to the chest, and reversing the movement until you are in your downward facing dog. A deep breath in and feel how this downward dog is feeling now. Then look at your hands and step your right foot halfway the mat. And then turning your heel. And then turn on the outer edge of the left foot. And reach the right arm up. Breathe in. Exhale. Plant a hand behind your head. Breathing in. And on the exhale, we're going to roll that shoulder in. So with the right elbow, it's almost like you want to touch the left elbow. And maybe you can. Inhale, open. Exhale. Again, circle it inwards. Inhale up. One more time. Exhale. And everything is about the shoulder, the back. In, up. Exhale. Find your downward dog again. Step it back. Now step the left foot halfway the mat. Turning in your heel. Turning on the outer edge of the right foot, reaching the left arm up. And try not to sink into your hips, but lift them up. Left hand behind your head. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, internally rotating the left shoulder. In, up. 2 more times. On the exhale, circle inwards. In, up. Exhale again. In, up. Exhale, downward dog. Spread your fingers, press into your fingers towards your shoulders. Your head is as heavy as the human head can be. Let it hang there. Feel your sitting bones moving up and behind you. Rooting down your heels towards the mat, even though the knees are maybe bent a little bit or a lot. Okay, now we're going to lower the knees down towards the mat, so not on the mat. Sitting bones are going in the direction of the heels. Stay here. And feel the breath. And as you inhale, you extend your legs back up. Exhale again, knees and shins towards the mat, not on the mat. As low as they can go. And lift your hips up and push them behind you. One more time. Lower your shins down. And let them touch the mat. Tops of the feet on the floor. Sitting bones towards your heels. And release. Just for a moment. Feel how it is now. From here, we're going to lie down on the belly, the chest. So come on your hands and your knees and start to lower your body down. A little bit more for the spine. Lower the chest down. Hands behind your head. The forehead is maybe first touching the floor so you can check out how the legs are feeling. Maybe you need to spread them a little wider apart or bringing them closer together. As you inhale, we're just going to lift up the chest so the neck stays parallel to the floor. Exhale, roll it down. Inhale, just lifting up the chest. Exhale down. In, up. Exhale down 3 more times, but this time we're going to lift up the legs as well. So in the chest up, the legs up. Exhale down. 2 more times, up. Down. Up again. And release. Relax your hands just for a moment because we're going to continue with the back. Then extend your arms forward when you are ready. And on the inhalation, we're going to lift up the head, lift up the arms. And now we're going to pull the arms to the side. Inhale, extend them forward. Exhale, like you're pulling something heavy towards you over your heads. And extend your arms back forward. And pull it back. And reaching forward. Now pull them back and lift up your legs 3 times. Release them forwards. Pull them back. And extend forwards. And one more time back. And release. Let your forehead rest on your hands for a moment. Feel your shoulders. Feel your back. How it feels now. And feel the inside of this body, the breath. Maybe you can feel your heartbeats. And lift up your head. And turning the right side of your head on the mat. Extending the right arm to the side. With your left hand, you're going to pull yourself onto your side. Onto your right side. And bend your knees like you're sitting in a chair. Or maybe you want to open up the left hip, step the left foot somewhere behind you. And circle the left arm behind you as well. Some people like to interlace their fingers here and then move the fingers away from the back, but you can also just let it relax. Make sure you're not feeling any dull or tingling sensations in your shoulder. And have a moment here to relax and release. Maybe in time you feel more space and you can go a little bit deeper. And release. Lower the belly, the chest down on the mat. Maybe you need to drag that right arm towards you and have a moment there until you have the strength back in your right arm. And then lift up your head. We can do the other side now, turning the left side of your face on the mat and extending your left arm to the side. Pressing the right hand into the mat and then push yourself onto the left side of this body. And bend your knees like you're sitting in a chair. Or maybe you want to step the right foot behind you to open up the right hip. And you choose what you want to do. Maybe just relaxing the right arm on your back. Or maybe interlacing your fingers behind you. And let everything just be as it is. Just having a moment here. Compressing the back of the shoulder into the spine. And we are opening up the muscles in the chest. And a little twisting of the spine if you're stepping your right foot behind you. And help yourself out of this posture by mindfully lowering your belly, your chest down on the mat, right arm back. And drag the left arm towards you and give it a moment there. And lift up your heads, and from here turn on your back. Then lift up your pubic bone a little bit more towards your navel so you can lower your lower back flat on the mat and extend your legs up to the sky. Then pull your toes into your shins and reaching your arms up while the shoulders are firmly on the mat, so you're not lifting your shoulders away from the floor. And take a deep breath in. And on a very long exhalation, we're going to lower the legs and the arms down towards the floor, not on the floor, but take your time. And on the inhalation, we're going to create this U shape again, lifting up your arms and your legs. Exhale, release them down. And again, working in your own pace, your own flow of breath. You do not have to follow me. Just make sure that you feel the muscles in your belly, in your back, your legs, your shoulders, your arms, and wherever you feel it. And it can also be helpful to imagine that you are having this buckle, like you're sitting in an airplane, and you're having this buckle around your belly, and that the buckle is pulling your belly towards the mat. Now we're going to end this exercise by lifting up the arms and the legs. And then relax your arms to the sides. We're going to do a spinal twist. And we're going to start with the legs straight. But if you feel that that's not working for you, then when going down, you can bend your knees. Press into the lower back with the in-breath. And on the exhale, start to lower your legs down towards the left. Until you can lower them down somewhere on the floor. And then you're going to turn your head to the opposite direction towards the right. And while here, maybe you can pull your legs a little bit more up. And feel the twist of your spine. Feel the breath spiraling down the spine. And feel the exhale. And if you are really ending the exhale, before it makes a transition into an inhale. Now look back up, turn your neck back to neutral. You're going to use your abdominal muscles to lift up your legs. If you feel uncomfortable sensations in your lower back, please bend your knees. When you are ready on the inhalation, start to lift up your legs away from the floor. Pull them a little bit more towards the belly and then go to the other side. Maybe straight, maybe your legs bend. And when you can release them on the floor, turn your head to the opposite direction to the left. Pull your knees a little bit more up towards the belly. And breathe in. And maybe even more important, your out breath. Make it long. Maybe there are pauses in between your breath. Then roll the back of your head on the mat. Start to engage the abdomen again. And on the in-breath, we're going to lift up the legs away from the floor. And bend your knees. And the soles of the feet are going to find the mat. And sliding the heels to the corners of the mat. We're going to go into Shavasana, so make this posture as comfortable as you can. You can keep your arms where they are, or maybe you feel like bringing them closer towards the body. And then close your eyes. And then have a moment to feel the rebound of this practice. The sensations inside of this body. The sensations at the surface of this body. Feel the nourishing breaths in and the exhales out. And allow yourself to have a moment of just nothing. Maybe you want to stay here a little bit longer. Then feel free to do that. But otherwise, feel the next in-breath, your belly rounding. And on the exhale, very consciously feel this body resting here on this mat. And start to wiggle your toes and your fingers. Connect with the body again. And give yourself a full body stretch, reaching your arms overhead and pointing your toes. Breathe in, engaging all the muscles in the body. And as you exhale, release. Pull your knees into your belly. And swing a little from side to side, massaging your back. And then turn on the left or the right side of the body, whatever feels okay. Just to feel how it is now. If the body is relaxed. If the breath is calm. If the mind is at ease. And whatever there is, it is fine. It does not have to feel different than it is right now. And slowly make your way up into seated. Arms alongside your body. When you inhale, swing the arms up until the palms touch. As you exhale, touch your forehead and touch your heart and touch your belly. Namaste. Thank you for joining.